I never thought betrayal would arrive so casually, like a joke that went too far and everyone else laughed at. My name is Adrian Walker, I'm 39, and until that night, I believed loyalty was something you either had or you didn't. I had been with Lauren Whitmore for 6 years. Not perfect years, not movie years, but steady ones. We built routines, shared bills, planned holidays months ahead. I wasn't flashy. I worked logistics management, paid for consistency, not excitement. Lauren used to say that's why she felt safe with me. The night it happened was her colleague's birthday, a loud rooftop bar in Manchester. I almost didn't go. Crowds drained me, and Lauren knew that, but she insisted. Said it mattered. Said I'd have fun once I relaxed. I stood there most of the evening with a drink in my hand, nodding through conversations, watching her float between groups. She loved being admired. I never stopped her. Trust, I thought, meant not hovering. About an hour in, I noticed a man I didn't recognize. Tall, confident, too comfortable in her space. His name, I'd later learn, was Oliver Grant. They laughed closely, their shoulders touching. I told myself not to be paranoid. Then it happened. No build-up. No hesitation. She leaned in and kissed him. Not a drunken stumble, not a quick peck. A deliberate kiss. Long enough for the world to slow down around me. People saw it. A few looked away. A few stared. No one intervened. I didn't shout. I didn't storm over. Something colder took over. Lauren pulled back and laughed, like it was harmless, like it was part of the night. When she noticed me watching, her smile flickered, just for a second. That was all I needed to see. I walked out without saying a word. The air outside felt sharper, cleaner. I sat in my car for a while, hands on the steering wheel, breathing until the noise in my head settled into clarity. I didn't feel rage. I felt finished. There's a difference. Rage wants a reaction. Being finished wants distance. I went home, packed a single bag, and wrote a note. Not an angry one. No accusations, no insults. Just truth. I left it on the kitchen table where she'd see it the moment she walked in. Then I locked the door behind me and drove to my brother's flat across town. The note said this: Lauren, I saw everything. Not just the kiss, but the ease with which you did it. I won't ask why. I won't argue. If respect can disappear in public, it was already gone in private. By the time you read this, I'll be gone. Please don't contact me. This isn't punishment. It's acceptance. I slept better than I had in months. Not because it didn't hurt, but because the question was finally answered. The next morning, my phone lit up. Missed calls. Messages ranging from apology to confusion to anger. I didn't reply. I blocked her number, her social media, even mutual friends who tried to mediate. Silence wasn't cruelty. It was boundary. 3 days later, her sister emailed me. She said Lauren was not coping. Said she'd made a mistake. Said I was being extreme. I didn't respond. Another message followed, longer, accusing me of abandoning 6 years over one moment. That word, moment, stuck with me. As if betrayal is measured by seconds, not choice. A week passed. Then 2. I moved my things quietly while she was at work, coordinated through a third party. I changed accounts, cancelled shared plans, redirected my life without theatrics. The absence of drama seemed to disturb her more than any argument would have. She wanted a scene. I gave her an ending. Months later, I heard through someone else that the kiss meant nothing, that Oliver was just attention, that she never thought I'd actually leave. That part didn't surprise me. Some people believe forgiveness is automatic, like gravity. They don't realize it depends on respect. I don't tell this story for sympathy. I tell it because there's a myth that walking away quietly means you didn't care. The truth is the opposite. I cared enough not to cheapen myself by negotiating my worth. I didn't need closure from her. The kiss was the explanation. Leaving that note wasn't about shattering her world. It was about salvaging mine. I learned that dignity doesn't announce itself. It just leaves, calmly, when it's no longer welcome. In the weeks that followed, I noticed how silence rearranged my life. Mornings were quieter. Evenings were longer. There were moments when I reached for my phone out of habit, then remembered there was nothing left to explain. That absence felt heavy at first, then strangely light. I started running again, not to escape, but to feel my lungs burn, to remind myself I was still present. Friends asked if I regretted not confronting her, not demanding answers. I didn't. Answers would not have changed the image burned into my memory. They would only have dressed it up with excuses. What I needed was alignment between my values and my actions. Walking away provided that. I understand now that respect isn't proven in private apologies, but in public restraint. When someone violates you openly, repairing it quietly only teaches them how much you will tolerate. I chose not to teach that lesson. I chose to leave. If there is anything I would change, it would only be this. I would have trusted my instinct sooner. Disrespect rarely starts loudly. It whispers, tests, waits. That night simply removed the last illusion. I didn't win. I didn't lose. I exited with myself intact. Some endings don't need revenge or explanations. They just need the courage to close the door when it's your turn to be kissed, and instead, you are being watched. That choice changed everything, not overnight, but permanently, and I have never needed to look back since at all.